Rules are guidelines. Once mastered, they can be broken creatively. And I told you that before you break any rule, you need to understand the rule. Now, if I've understood my rule of third, right, I can now break it. The negative space is now saying break it. Rules of composition. This is the best explanation you will see on the internet.
Yes, yes, I've got it now. I mean, this all these guidelines really emphasize the point of drawing.
That is it. That is it.
Especially
That
the
is
face
it.
and angle.
Yes. Even
That's nice. What's that? Oh, okay, okay, okay.
this is the trigger.
Perfect. Have you opened it before? Oh, okay. Okay, just open it then.
Memory card is oh, you got the lens?
Okay. Okay, that's good. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Ooh.
So they don't share the trick the trigger thing.
This what?
The trigger. They don't share it.
The trailer. Sorry, the trigger.
Yes.
Is it recharge?
You have charger it.
Oh. Because I was thinking, right? I was thinking, I said, why is the trigger that high? You understand? Because our own is a battery on. You use battery. So I don't know. Now I see. More like an electronic.
They told me it's only used for Godot's light.
Yeah. You know, you can use it for any.
Other light.
Yeah. Yes.
But she told me I can only use it for Godot's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Okay, you got memory card too?
There's no memory card there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is okay.
So this other lens I uploaded is not like that useful, or maybe I can use it most times for
Which one?
that one that uploads.
The zoom lens?
Yes.
Of course, it's useful.
It's useful.
Okay, for like maybe
Yeah.
2.8 aperture above that.
Yeah, like say for instance now in a situation where you need to shoot like a group picture.
Okay, I can just make use of
Yes, you can make use of the.
Okay.
What did you say?
But for the meantime, this what's it called? Okay, so it's processing it, preparing image database file. Please wait. Yeah, this is fine now.
Camera is more.
No memory card inserted on slot one. Okay, still processing. Object. You have two slots. So you use.
Then I said the iOS here.
Yes, yes.
The aperture here.
The shutter speed here.
Only for the zoom.
Mm-hmm. Probably you're recording recording video or something. Yeah. You can see now. Okay, I think that will bring us to I've seen it, so we'll just go through the lens now, the various types of lenses. Now, as far as photography is concerned, right? We have all the lenses now. Do you understand? Okay, sit. I'll set that one later. The trigger and this thing. I'll set it later. So bring the zoom. Give me the zoom lens.
Okay, this other one.
Yes. Okay. So before we look at what we have today, the rules of composition, I just want us to like practically show us the various lenses that we have and that you need as a photographer. Do you understand? And their strengths. So now, as far as photography is concerned, we have three categories of lenses here now. We have the prime lens, the zoom lens, and the wide angle lens. Do you understand? Here now we have the prime lens, the zoom lens, and the wide angle lens. Now, just like I explained yesterday, the prime lens you cannot zoom. You understand? So if you are at a position where you need to take something more closer, the two options that you have is either you go close to your subject or you tell your subject to change position, come closer to you. Do you understand? So it all depends on the situation you found yourself. It's as simple as that. Why the zoom lens now gives you that leverage of you zooming in, it is zoom lens is more versatile. Let me use that word. It's more versatile than prime lens. And I said yesterday that it is more suitable in capturing a moment, events, and all of those things. All these concerts of a thing. Like take for instance now, you want to go and cover Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy concert. You can't use prime lens. If you use prime lens, what you'll be capturing is the audience. But in a situation where you need to capture the artist himself, you need a zoom lens to zoom in the subject. Do you understand now? So that is the difference between zoom lens and prime lens. And yesterday I also said that prime lens, in terms of strength, has more strength than zoom lens. Why? Because I gave an example where I said, oh, if I should give both of you a task to perform now, let's say same task, but I decide to add something different to his own. That makes him that alone I added to his own will drain him more. Yeah, when you are more productive, right? When you are performing one task at a time than when you are multitasking. It's as simple as that. Do you understand? So that's the best example I can give when I say, oh, the prime lens has more strength, it's more rugged than that of a zoom lens. But zoom lens is more versatile. It gives you that that leverage of doing a lot of things. Then we now have wide angle lens, right? Wide angle lens can also be seen as prime lens because you cannot zoom. You understand? But wide angle lens is very, very wide. Like take for instance now, with this 50, right? 50 is the most versatile lens. 50 millimeter lens is the most versatile lens in all lenses. And I'm going to explain. Now, with this 50 now, I can get close shot. I can get portraits. I can get wide to some extent. In a situation where I need to shoot, let's say, 5 people, even 10 people, it all depends on the wideness of the place. Do you understand? I can use my 50s to still shoot them and still get my shots. Do you understand? But in terms of wide angle lens only does one thing: to shoot a very wide area.
Like landscape.
Yes. Like take for instance now, if I'm using 50, right? If I'm using 50 and I want to shoot you and I want to take a closer shot of you, what do I need to do? It's either I come close to you or you come closer to me to get the shot.
But in the case of wide angle lens, even if I come close to you or you come close to me, the shot is not going to be the same. And I'm going to practicalize it now. Do you understand what I'm saying now? You see those artist album cover where you see those wide angle, those diagonal shots. Those are the lenses they use in creating those shots. You understand? You are saying that the artist is closer to the frame. It's closer. But on the other hand, it is so wide from the angles, from the sides, and you'll be wondering, how is this person able to create this shot? Do you understand? Although there are other things behind it, being creative. It's not just enough to have the lens. Of course, you need to be creative with your shot, you understand. But then I'm just saying that this is the kind of lens that they use in creating those shots. Sometimes where you take some kind of shot from up, and the person is looking some kind of way. The person is looking so dramatic. The shot is looking so. You are saying that this shot is fine, but you can't explain how this photographer was able to take this shot. Do you understand? So that is what wide angle lens does. It helps you to get a very wide shot in a situation where you are. Yes. So do you understand how these lenses work now and their strength and this thing now? So
these are 50 millimeter lens. If you
yes.
want to use, maybe you want to use 40, you have to change the lens inside the camera to 40 millimeter.
No. You can't do it.
Okay, unless maybe you want to use.
Yes, it is only the zoom.
Okay, the zoom.
Yes, it is 50 and it is 50. There's something like 40. There's something like. But in a situation where you have 24 to 70, right? 70 to 200. Do you understand? Okay. Where you have 24 to 105. Do you understand? To means before I get to, there are other things. From 24 now, you get 35. You get 50. You get 55. You are going to have 85.
Is that the zoom lens?
Yes, I'm explaining zoom lens now. That is, if you are zooming it, the various millimeters you are going to be getting. Do you understand? Now let me use 24 for instance, 24 to 70 for instance. From 24, if you are going to have 35, you are going to have 50, you are going to have 80. No, you are going to have 50. Yes, this is the two distance that you are going to have. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So if you are moving from 24 now, before you get to 70, you have 35 inside that same lens. You have 50, which means that no, we don't have 35 mm here now as a prime lens, right? We have 50 here. Okay, now let's assume that this is our 35 and this is our 50. Do you understand? And let's assume that this is our 24 to 70. It means that this lens alone contains these two. Do you understand now? This is 24 to 70. This is 35. This is 50. No, I'm giving an illustration. Yes, how one lens contains, how a particular zoom lens contain different lenses. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So, but in prime lens, there's something like that. If it is 50, it is 50. There's something like from 50. No. That is why it is called prime. And in mathematics, what is prime number? Prime number are numbers that can be divisible by 1 and itself. It can't be divided by any number. Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying now? I told you that when you hear any word, try to understand the English meaning of that word first before you relate to the profession. Prime number. It's as simple as that. Prime lens. It can only do one thing. It just stands for one feature. This thing. That is it. So the only thing is, if you want to be creative with it, it all depends on you now. Your brain now, your movement, the placement of your subject and all of those things. But zoom lens gives you that leverage of you zooming, doing a lot of things. If I need 50 mm, to take a particular shot, and I don't have 50 mm, and I have 24 to 70, then which means I am good to go, because from 27 to 70 I can get 50 inside. Do you understand what I'm saying now? It's just for me to zoom till I get to that 50 and get my shot. And if you see it, you will think that I use 50 to take that shot.
Unless you are zooming, you have to set it on the camera or put it on. So
this is why you're going to use your hand to zoom.
Okay, that That means it's very
Yes,
auto.
yes.
Zooming, you go
The auto is to focus. The auto is to focus. The auto is not to zoom. You don't use auto to zoom. You use your hand to zoom.
because there's a place in my camera that shows millimeters, like maybe you can see it.
Do you see now? You use your hand to zoom.
Yeah, this was zooming.
You understand? But now, what I'm teaching you now, I want you to understand to a point where if you are zooming, you don't need to even look at which number. You don't need to look at. If you are zooming from the frame, from the closeness of the person, from the closeness and the distance from the subject from let's say you are here now and I want to zoom Victory. You understand? So from the closeness of Victory to my frame, the distance and everything, I should be able to know if this is 50 or 85. That's the point I want you guys to get to, not you memorizing number, whether it's on 50 now. If you are in that category, you find yourself in a situation where you don't even have time to even look at number. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So you need to really understand this thing very well, digest it, drink it like it's a water. Do you understand? Drink it like it's a water. Understand it very well so that you can, because in as much as I'm trying to be broad in my explanation, in my illustration, example and all of those things, you are still going to find yourself in a situation tomorrow that is still totally going to be different. Do you understand what I'm saying now? But your level of comprehension now will help you in navigate and find your way around whichever situation you found yourself. So it's as simple as yeah. Do you understand the various lenses now? Do you guys understand now? All right. You guys should come. This is 50. Now, this is 50, right? I want to snap that camera. You understand? I want to snap that camera. And this camera I want to snap, I don't want to have this chair, all these the two chairs in the frame. You understand? Now we cannot tell the camera to move closer. What do we need to do? We'll have to move. So as you are moving closer, this object is looking bolder.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, can you see now? Do you see now? Okay, let me get my exposure very well. Now, can you see now? You see now, right? Now, let's use our zoom lens now. Let's use our zoom lens. This is... Now, let's stay here. So now, if we are going to move closer or not.
But this is also prime lens that has little zoom, right?
No, this is not prime lens. This is zoom lens. It can't be prime. As far as this, once it is zooming,
okay,
it can't be prime again.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand now?
Understood.
So that is it.
Okay, that's why I said I can use this for group picture.
Yes. So now, if we want to take a picture now, and we don't want the chairs to be in the frame, what do we need to do? We'll zoom. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, this is the highest we can zoom because this is the highest this lens can go.
Yeah.
Should in case you find yourself with a zoom lens tomorrow and you zoom to a certain level, you were not able to go that, you are not able to go further, and you start asking, it be like this man no teach us well, don't be waiting this man talk with this. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
It all depends on the focal length of your lens, the strength of your lens. Do you understand now?
Yes, sir.
Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's assume we want to capture everything. You understand? Let's say we want to capture everything, both the chairs and the camera and everything on the frame, right? And we want to capture it and we don't want to move back. If we are using 85, if we are using 50, can you see? And we want to capture everything. Can you see where we are now? Can you see that we cannot have the chairs fully on the frame?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now the available option now is for us to go back.
Yes.
Do you understand? The available option now is for us to go back. Now, is there opportunity for us to go back now? There's no opportunity, and that is where prime lens stop. That's how limited. In a situation like this, that's how prime lens is limited.
You can't zoom, you can't.
You understand what I'm saying now? So
Nah,
you can either go forward yourself or you go back yourself. But in the case of zoom lens,
In the case of zoom lens, this is what 50 gave us. You understand? This is like 50 now. Do you understand? So inside this 50 now, let's assume we want to take the full picture, just like we did with the prime lens. We're not able to do it. Instead of us going back, what do we need to do? We zoom out. Do you see now?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm talking about now? Now we can get our full picture without. So because of this multitasking feature of the zoom lens now, makes it a bit weaker than that of prime lens. Makes prime lens more stronger than that of what's it called? Zoom lens. Do you understand? Because like take for instance now, let's say if we are working together and I'm using the both of you to perform a task, and I'm constantly using victory over Elivet. Elivet is going to have he has got to have more strength than you, because as I'm using you, the more I use you, the more your strength reduces. No matter how healthy you are, it's a natural phenomenon. Do you understand now? Now you see how zoom lens and prime lens work. Yes. Right? Now let's go to wide angle lens now. This is 14 mm. Now, can you see?
Okay, this is for the wide lens.
Yes, this is wide angle lens. Okay. Can you see? Yes. See where we are, right? The lens is seen from here. This is so crazy. When others are seen from there, this lens is seen from here, Can you see now? Okay. So now you cannot zoom. Wide angle lens, what it does is just one thing: help you to get a wider picture. It's as simple, either landscape or vertical. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Now you can see. You can't zoom now. But now I told you that wide angle lens and prime lens are a bit closer. They are a bit related. Why? Because you can neither zoom any of them. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Yeah. Just the way you cannot zoom prime lens, it's the same way you cannot zoom wide angle lens. But there's a difference. The difference is that time that I want to take a portrait of this camera, of this stand. What did we do with 50? We moved closer. Do you understand? Come, you guys will come. We move closer here, right? Let's say this is the place now, right? Now this is the shot we have. This is the shot that we got for that prime 50 mm. Now, if we do same here now, even if we still move closer now and still get that same shot, you can see that it is still more farther than that of 50. Yes, sir. Do you understand? Now, stay here. Yeah, just stay like that. Come. Can you see? Yeah. Can you see his? Can you see? Yes, sir. Now, this is giving all these stickers. Do you understand? You see the way it distorted the face, look at the whole environment and all of those things. So this is the kind of wide angle lens that those artists use in creating those amazing, crazy images that you see, or images that you see online. Yes. So do you understand now? Yes, so this is how wide angle lens, prime lens, and zoom lens works, and this is how they operate. Do you guys understand this very well now? Yes, sir. So if you have any question now, you can ask, so that before we move to
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean that there is three types of lenses instead. And you see they're all different.
They are all, see, whichever lenses you are going to get tomorrow, they are going to be in this category. It is either wide, prime, or zoom. There's no lenses that is going to be outside these three. Do you understand? So it's as simple as that. So you can remove this zoom so that you put the 50. All right. So today we are going to be looking at rules of third or rules of composition. Okay, rules of composition generally. So that's what we are we are looking at today. You understand? So, when we started, right? Are you hearing me? I believe we have the note already. Please give me your listening ears now so that I can dissect it very well for you. So, when we started this academy, I told you that every topic or every areas of photography is indispensable. Indispensable in the sense that you cannot do without A, you cannot do without B, you cannot do without C, you cannot do without D. But look at the way I ended this note. I said, remember, rules are guidelines, right? Once mastered, they can be broken creatively. The most important thing here is, before you can break any rule, you need to master the rules first, the other rules first. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Before you break any rule, you need to master the rule. Because if you don't master the rule and you break the rule, it is not going to be creativity. It's going to be a mistake. Do you understand? If you break any rule that you don't understand, it is not creativity. It is what? Mistake or error. You know why? Because you don't break rule because you want to break rule. In photography, if you are breaking a rule, you are breaking it with a mindset. Do you understand what I'm saying now? I told you that photography is both science and art, right? And in art, there's something like mistake. Every mistake is a design. Do you understand what I'm saying now? And I said that for the art now, which is the practical aspect of it, then the science now, which is the theory aspect of it, I said, okay, that the word photography is gotten from the two Greek word photo, which means what? Light, and graphy, which means what? Drawing. Using light to draw. I said, when I take a picture of you, I'm seeing you as a human being, as a photographer, I'm seeing, but what the camera is seeing is not you. The camera is seeing light because it's the light available that the camera will use to draw you. And I did an example that day where I switch off the light, did not leave your position, but there was no way I would snap you because the camera could not see it. Not that because me as a human being I cannot see you, but I can see you. You understand? But the camera could not see you. The camera could not take any picture because the camera cannot see you. You understand that part now? So, in as much as photography is built on light, right? Like the foundation of photography as a profession, as a discipline, is built on light. Every other part of photography is still very important because when we move from there to what's it called exposure triangle, I told you that exposure triangle is the heartbeat of photography. Do you understand what I'm saying now? It's the heartbeat of photography because if you take let's use our body for instance, right? You will think it is your eyes that is working, that is performing best until you lose one of your hand. Do you understand what I'm saying now? You will think stomach ache is the most painful part of sickness you can ever have, right? Until you have eye pain, eye problem. Do you understand? You think eye problem is the most difficult and the most challenging sickness any human being can ever experience until you have a chronic headache. Do you understand how this part of the body are in a way interrelatedly indispensable? They cannot do without each other. Do you understand? That is why if you have any malfunction tomorrow in any part of your body, the whole body will be uncomfortable.
Yes.
That is it. That's how crazy it is. So as light is important, exposure triangle is important. So also rules of composition. Do you understand? Because let's not look as if, oh, now I've mastered my light. Now I know what exposure triangle is. I can now use ISO, shutter speed, aperture very well. So I think I'm good to go. You are not good to go yet. Do you understand? Even after these rules of composition, another topic is also very important that we cannot do without it. Take note. So it is very important that I establish this fact. Do you understand? So each part of each topic is very, very important. Take note. Now let's go. Composition is how you arrange elements in a photo. Composition is how you arrange elements in a photo. It's as simple as that. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Composition is how you arrange elements in a photo. Good composition guides the viewer's eyes and what makes your image stronger.
More clear, more precise.
Yes, stronger in the sense that You see that picture that I just took him with wide angle lens. If I use another lens with, it could be 85, it will be 50. I'm talking about prime lens now. To take him that same picture. See, the way I'm going to value that picture is going to be different. Do you understand? Where you need to even know is not you now appreciating the picture. Just send it out. Just send it to someone. Ask the person to choose the best out of the two. Do you understand what I'm saying now? That's one of the importance of what composition. The way you arrange your subject, it plays a very huge role in your photography career. You need to master it very, very well. You don't just place your subject because you want to take a picture. It doesn't work like that. Do you understand? It doesn't work like that. If there's this photo shoot I did sometimes, was it last month or last 2 months or so, and they needed us to do frame for them, right? So we printed the frame, designed everything. Yes, last night we went there to install the frame, right? Initially from the shoot, they loved the whole process and everything. When the edits came out and everything, they loved everything, right? They keep on appreciating the good work and everything. But yesterday when we went there to install the frame, right? The woman was so emphasizing on the particular picture. She said that, this man, the husband now, that the way the man is on the picture. Do you understand? Because it was a portrait, right? And the way I positioned him, I told you now that you don't just take a picture. That when you're taking a picture, you are telling a story. Pictures interprets a lot of things. You understand? So there's a way I frame the man that he fooled the whole frame, and he speaks this so much confidence. When you look at the picture, there's this so much confidence, there's this so much relaxation that you see in one picture. Do you understand what I'm saying now? That is how picture tells stories. When you look at it, the picture is sending a message that is not in written words, it's not in text. Do you understand? That is what good composition can do to you. So I'll take that again. Good composition guides the viewer's eye. Who is the viewer's eyes? Those that are seeing your work. If you come across any image on Instagram and deep down or within you open your mouth to say, oh, this image is fine. It is not the photographer that took the picture that asked you to say the image is fine. It is from your eyes. It is what you are seeing. Do you understand? That you decide consciously or subconsciously to appreciate the good work. That is what good composition can do. Guides what? Viewers' eyes and makes your image stronger. It is either the image is stronger or what? Weaker. That image I shot him with wide angle is a weaker image because it does not interpret who he is. Do you understand what I'm saying now? But another lens with a good composition can give him another interpretation, and you'll be like, oh, is this the same victory? That's how this thing is. Why do you think that people change photographers? Do you understand what I'm saying now? We've had people here coming here to tell us that, oh, they did this shoot somewhere else before, they've gone somewhere else to take these pictures before. You understand? And probably they're not cool with it and they decide to come. So it happens. Why do you think the people do that? Does it mean the camera those guys are using is not a quality camera? No, it is not enough to have quality camera. It's not enough to have plenty light. It is not enough to have the best of gadget. If your composition is not good, you are going to have a very quack image. Do you understand now? This is very, very important. Now, having establishing the foundation and all of that, let's look at the key rules of what? Of composition. These rules are very, very important. As a matter of fact, you cannot do without all of these rules, because there is no any image you create outside of these rules of composition, these key rules of composition. Do you understand? Now, the first rule is what? The rule of what? Thirds. I'm taking my eye. What you have here is the simplest and the most easy way to understand this thing. The rule of thirds what? Divide the frame into what? 3 times 3. Do you understand? Now, bring out your phone. 3 times 3 what? Grid. Place subject along the lines. Place subject along what? along the lines. Now come, don't worry, leave your phone. Come. Now, that time when I was taking the picture of this stand, right? I was using my rule of thought, but you guys may not know. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Do you see this grid on it? Do you see this grid on the screen? This is the rule of third. Do you understand it now? What the distance is what? Divide what? The frame 3 times 3. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Do you understand? The rules now says what? Place your subjects along the lines. Do you understand? Place your subjects along the lines. Now I understood the rules very well. I can now break it. Understand my point, right? I understood the rules very well now. I can now break it. But first thing first, you need to what? Understand the rule very well before you can break it. Now, the rule says what? You should place the subject along the line. But I can take a picture now without even, using the lines. Because I use camera that doesn't have the grid. It's a picture, you can hide the grid. You can, you understand? So now, which means if we want to take this thing now, if we want to take the picture of this now, what do we need to do? You need to use this thing to place your subject. You understand? Now you already know that from here to here is the same length from here to here. Do you understand? So your focus now is now on the center grid. Do you understand? Yes, the center grid. Now let me do another illustration, right? Now, if you look at this now, our focus now is not this, Our focus now is the middle, this thing, right? So now let's come closer a bit. Now, if you look at it now, right? So what I need to do now, since I already know that the distance from here to here is the same distance from here to here, my concern now is not going to be this, it's not going to be this. My concern now is going to be what? In the middle. The middle grid. Right? Can you see the middle grid now? So the middle grid now is going to help. I am going to use the middle grid now to make sure that I place this in the middle before I take the picture. Do you understand? Because once I'm able to get it right, it is going to be all right. Once I'm able to get it right from the middle of this middle grid, it's going to be all right. Now let's take this picture. Can you see how centralized the picture is now?
Yeah.
Once we are seeing the picture, you are going to see that the picture is in the middle of the frame, but you're not going to see the grid again. But what guided my eyes was that grid. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So this is different if I do something like this.
Okay.
Do you understand now? I use this other line here to take this picture now. Yes. Here now you have enough space compared to here. But look at this picture before. This space here and this space here are of the same length, the same distance. Yes. And if you look at it now, the image is completely in the middle of the frame. Now that's the beauty of what? The rule of third. Do you understand now? Let me use here. If
so the subject has to always be at the middle.
It will have to always be at the middle of the frame. Do you understand? The subject will always have to be at the middle of the frame. First thing first, that is the first rule.
Okay,
just follow that rule first. And tomorrow you can choose to break the rule. Yes. You understand? It all depends on what you are trying to create. You understand? But the first thing first, the subject will have to be in the middle. See, let this be your reasoning point. This is it. Can you see now? Your focus should be here. Your focus should be here. Why? Because the distance from here
is the same thing from the distance from here. From here to here, from here to here is the same. So you don't have issue with this, don't have issue with this. All you should be concerned about is the middle. Once your subject is centralized, trust me, if you take that picture, the picture is going to be in the middle of the frame. Do you understand it now? Do you understand that part now? That is what the rule of thirds. Divide the frame into three. 3 times 3, right? Grid. Place the subject along the lines.
In the middle.
Do you understand now? Do you understand now?
Yes, sir.
If there's anything you don't understand now, you can ask question. If there's anything you don't understand now, you can what? Ask question. After the rule of third, the next one is what? Leading lines. Leading lines. Use natural lines. Use what? Natural lines. Like what? Roads, rivers, fences to guide the eye. Is this hard? Use what? Natural lines to guide the eyes. And these natural lines are what? Roads, rivers, and what? Fences.
It's not the background.
It's not the background. They said leading line. Leading line in the sense that, what does it mean to lead? You understand? What it means to lead is to be seen. To lead is to be seen as a guardian, as a director, as an example. Do you understand? So what leading line in the key rules of, as one of the key rules of composition is saying is that when you take a picture, use one of these, either the roads, the rivers, or the fence to guide the view of your audience. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Now, I am going to illustrate it now, right? I'm going to illustrate it now. Come. Come here. Come and lean like this. Come and lean like this. No, me and you, we are going to do the practical. Then him will see it. Lean like that. You're still in like that. Now, okay, still like that. Let me get the shot again. Sorry. Yeah, come. This is what, now we are inside now. That's why I'm using the wall. So we are using the wall now to in place of what? Fence. You understand? Now look at this picture. Look at this picture. The beauty of this picture now is not just your pose. It's not just about you. The beauty of this picture now, this is the beauty of the picture.
The wall.
Do you understand? The first thing that is directing you as a viewer to this picture now is this wall. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yes,
you know, sometimes when you see people taking picture in the middle of the road, you understand? You see people taking picture in the middle of the road. Some of them use leading line. You see those leading line in the middle of the road, those white dot.
Yes.
Do you understand? So people use it to interpret a particular picture. It's either the person is in the middle of the road using that leading line, or is in one side of the road. So what the leading line is saying is that shoot through that leading line. If it is fence, shoot through the fence. If it is road, use the road to shoot. You understand? So what leading line does is that leading line helps the viewer to direct the viewer's eyes to the real image itself. I don't know how. I don't know I hope I'm not confusing you. What I'm saying is, take for instance now. This is let's say I ask you to use this pen now to see me.
But instead of you to use this pen to see me, I said, see me through the side of the pen. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So if you are seeing me through the side of the pen, it's different from if you are just seeing me. So what the leading line does is that leading line helps the viewer to see the picture through that particular leading line. It could be rivers, it could be fences, it could be roads. It all depends. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be doing this. Take for instance now, if let's say you have a wedding and you want to take a picture in a hotel. Do you understand? You want to take a picture in a hotel. You know that their walkway. That their walkway, that this thing before you get to your room and all of those things.
Okay.
It is if you just ask the person to stand in the middle and just take the picture, it's just going to look somehow. What are you going to do? Let the person draw closer to one side of the distance and use your leading line to take the picture. When people see the picture, they are not just going to see the subject first. There's something that will interpret the subject. Do you understand what I'm saying now? There's something that is going to interpret the subject, and that is what leading line does. Do you now understand leading line now? Whatever that guide your eyes before to see an image, that is what leading line is all about. You've seen images like that. So if you live here today, go and browse images that is being interpreted with leading lines. You are going to see various images. You understand? You're going to see various images. Sometimes you can see that I have this thing, what's it called, etc. here, etc. here. It's not just the roads, it's not just the what's it called, the fence and this thing. No, it's not just that. Let me do another one. Stand there. Yeah, stand there. So help me do this. Leave it. Help me do this. Come. Face, you're going to face him. Yeah. So bring it. No, your body what I want is, as your body is here, do this so that it can be yes. So do that so that I can use, so that you see that it's not just about the distance alone.
You have to arrange the subject properly.
Yes.
Just like the grid. Right.
No, don't wait first. Now, this is what leading line is.
Yeah.
Do you understand? The focus is not the leading line. The assignment of the leading line is to direct. Is to direct the concentration.
As a guide.
God bless you as a guide. It's as simple as that. Look at it. The focus is victory. If the focus happens to be you, I would have focused on your hand. That's why I had to blow your hand away to focus on the main subject. You understand? So now stay there. Same place. Yeah, stay there. Yeah, come. Now there's a huge difference now between this and this. Do you understand? There's a huge difference between this and this. This is just a normal picture. This is me using rule of third, number 1, to interpret this picture. This is me using leading line to interpret the same picture, number 2. Do you understand this now? I know the reason why I'm doing this is so that you know that tomorrow now, if you do not see river, you do not see fence, you do not see roads, you say, oh, since I cannot use the leading line, you can use anything to interpret, to guide the eyes of your viewers. Do you understand now? Can you see? Same person, same position, but different images with different interpretation, with different rules of what? Composition. This is rule of third, using grid to centralize my subject. This is leading line, using your hand to interpret the image more. If you are to choose between this image now, you may want to go for this because this has more interpretation, more depth compared to this.
Depends on what you're shooting.
As simple as that. Do you guys understand this now?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what leading line is now?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand now? So if you have any question, you can ask. But before that, now let's go for framing. Use windows, arches, or branches
to what? To frame your subject, just exactly like what we did now. Do you understand? Just like exactly what we did now. It's just using a particular distance. So there's no really huge difference between leading line and framing. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So leading line is like what is guiding your eyes. What is guiding your eyes before you see the distance. So the framing now is how well and what you use to frame the subject. Do you understand what I'm saying now? If I open this door now, and I ask you to, okay, just Victory, just go and stand in front of that mirror. Okay, just stay. Yeah, come. Now you can see framing now. This is not leading line now. Leading line that time, the leading line must not be this obvious. The leading line you have to make it in such a way that the leading line will not take much attention away from the subject. These two images are different though. Do you understand? I know how I can take this image where both your hand and his face will be in focus. And if both are in focus, then the whole goal of interpreting leading line is defeated. I have to come closer so that there will be less attention on your hand and more attention on his face. That's what leading line does. But in the place of framing now, using something, window, doors, or whatever, to frame the subject. We use this door now to frame Victory.
Without using the grid line.
Yes. Do you understand it now? So that is what framing is.
So if you are using the window or this stuff now, you don't have to measure with the grid line or...
No, you still have to measure. Sit down. You still have to measure. What the grid does is that grid is telling you centralize your subject. So there's no image you're going to take that you're not going to centralize your subject. Do you understand? That's why I said that there's no any picture you're going to take that is going to be outside of these key rules. You understand? There's a place where you use 2, where you use 3, where you use 4, where you use 1. Do you understand? Understand them first. You don't need to know where am I going to use or where I'm going to. If you understand your craft very well, right? You can use 3 without knowing. Do you understand? Because from that leading line, we are seeing this thing, what's it called? Grid from there. That's rule of third from the leading line. Because even from the leading line, I was still able to centralize him. He was purely in the middle of your hand. Do you understand? What else do you want to understand again about rule of third? Rule of third says what? Place your subject along the lines, right? Along the lines means centralize your subject. Then the framing says what? Use something, window or whatsoever to frame it. If you're going to use something, if you're going to use window or door to frame a subject, are you not going to place the subject in the middle? Is that not rule of third? Do you understand it now? Then from there we have symmetry and patterns. Balanced design are usually appealing. This balanced design is you using a particular available design to take a picture to interpret your subject. Like take for instance now, there is no really like amazing design here to really interpret this thing, but stick on. Yeah, stick on. Yeah, no, face me. You're going to face me. Yeah, face me. But come closer to this head. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Sorry. Yeah, so now this is it. Now under what? Under symmetry and what? Patterns. Balanced what? Designs are usually what? Appealing. This is saying that if you find yourself, let's say you went out for a shoot, right? And you see a design on the wall. How you are going to use your subject to interpret that design, or use this design to interpret your subject? We don't really have much design here that I will, but I still have to use this, this design on the wall. You understand? So this one is just a mere flower. I need something more catchy that can interpret. Is what is usually artwork. Do you understand? Just like something like this. If this is outstanding, do you understand? It's usually artwork. Where sometimes you see an image, and as you are seeing the image, you are also seeing another artwork in the same frame. You understand? So it's usually you placing your subject behind the patterns or the design.
Beside it.
Yes, beside it.
So I can show with it.
Yes. So whenever you see an image like that, it is not a mistake. That is what we call symmetry and what patterns. Do you understand now?
Because of the design.
Yes, because of the design.
Doing it or shoot with white background.
Yes, white. No, you don't have. Yes, all you need inside is just your grid, rule of thought. Inside, there's nothing serious about inside. Yes. So you don't have that luxury of experiencing or exploring with a lot of things inside. No. Yes. Because if you place the subject in the middle and cover the design, then you've killed the beauty of the whole thing. Thank you. Do you understand now? Then from there we have what? Negative space. Negative space what? Leave empty space around your subject to emphasize it. Leave negative space around your subject to what? To emphasize it. If I am taking a picture, I'm looking for, okay, yeah, let's take same picture. Yeah, stay like that. Stay like that. Now, come. This is negative space. Now, when we started from the rule of third, and I told you that you cannot, the last note says you can break if once mastered, right? And I told you that before you break any rule, you need to understand the rule. Now, if I've understood my rule of third, right, I can now break it. The negative space is now saying break it. Here says don't break, but negative, because they expect that from here to here you should have understood this.
Yes.
Before you get to this place, you should have understood this. You understand? So you're now saying what negative space? Leave empty space around your subject to emphasize it. Now, can you see that this picture is beautiful?
Yeah.
Do you understand? The beauty of this picture now is this design here. This is negative space. Leaving an empty space. So whenever you see an image online like this, it's not a mistake. That photographer is interpreting something.
Yes, based on the art there.
Yes. Do you understand? And sometimes it may not be under symmetry and pattern that it will have to be design or art. But under negative space, it could be empty space. It could be even white paper backdrop. It could be something plain. It must not be a design.
Like all those covers in movies.
Yes. Do you understand? Understand the two now. Under symmetry and patterns, it will have to be designs. It will have to be what? Something appealing. But under negative space, look at it now. Leave empty space to emphasize your subject, to emphasize your image. It's not necessarily that it must have to be a design, so that you will not see something, you will not see an empty space with negative this thing now, key rule now. You now be saying, oh, I thought they said you have to be pattern. No, it's under symmetry and pattern that it will have to be designed. But under negative space, it will have to be what? Empty space to emphasize it. They will now have what? Fill the frame. Fill the frame says what? Get closer to eliminate distractions.
Can you take another example with the negative space?
Okay.
Another practical. Maybe we should use this one here. That negative space.
See, okay, this one now, the negative space will have to be something plain. It will have to be something empty. You understand? That is the beauty of it.
They're also attractive. Like
yes, they don't want under here. They don't want distraction. The only distraction is that the negative space you are leaving is an empty space and it's very plain. You understand? Maybe whenever I'm taking taking pictures with empty paper, using white paper or any paper color at all, then I can really show you this negative space. Yes, but I am just saying that understand the statement. The statement is very simple. Leave empty space around your subject to emphasize it. Under here, balanced designs are usually what? Appealing. Here, something must be appealing, and that is it will have to be design or artwork. But here, it will have to be empty space. If it is appealing, then it means there's a distraction. It's not empty. Do you understand now? Now look at here. Fill the frame. Get closer to eliminate what? Distraction. It's as simple as that. Do you understand? Get closer to what? To eliminate a distraction. Now, yeah.
I give it.
Like, God bless you, like the portrait headshot. Close up. Do you understand now? So that is it. That is it. They will now have a perspective and angles. Shoot from high, low, or unusual viewpoints. Perspective now, high, low. Take for instance now. Can I have somebody? Yeah, can I have you do something like this? This is what perspective is saying.
I know.
Do you understand? Can you see the beauty of this image?
Yes.
This is how to interpret your perspective. It's either you shoot from high or you shoot from low or unusual angle. Unusual angle now is if I am doing pre-wedding. Let's say I'm shooting a pre-wedding. Come, go there. Yeah. No, yeah, you're going to turn. No, yeah. So let's say you are the bride, right? And this is the groom. So do your hand like this. Do your hand like this. So the unusual angle now, I can choose to shoot like this. Can you see? This is not common. This is I don't know. Unusual angle. Shoot from any angle. Just unique. God bless you. Just be unique with your shot. Be creative enough to do something unusual, something dramatic, something that people have not seen. Trust me, if you see this image online now, if this is husband and wife a picture now, you see this image now, we are going to appreciate it more than those normal plain pre-wedding poses. Because that unusualness is there. Now, let's get back to the notes now. Remember, rules are guidelines. If you must forget everything, don't forget these notes. Rules are guidelines. Once mastered, they can be broken creatively. Rules are guidelines. Once mastered, they can be broken creatively. You cannot break what you've not mastered. Do you understand? Now, the breaking of the rules now is now saying that is where your creativity comes in. Do you understand what I'm saying now? That is what to make you to stand out. Now the foundation has been laid. Because as both of you will be graduating from this academy, the way you're going to be working is different from the way he's going to be working. The same certificate, the same class, you listen to the same explanation, but the way you're going to interpret your own is different from the way he's going to interpret his own. Do you understand now? So whichever niche, even if both of you belong to the same niche, right? What will make you to stand out is not even in the gadget, it's not even the plenty of light, it is the creativity of the whole thing. How creative you are going to be with everything that you've learned. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
So, what do you say is hard about photography? Of course, it's hard before now. So, I think if you ask me now, I've been able to do justice with the explanation. Trust me, this is the best explanation you'll see. This is the best explanation under the rules of composition. This is the best explanation you will see on the internet.
Yes, sir. Because this thing now, I mean, all these guidelines really emphasize the point of drawing.
That is it. That is it.
Especially
That is it.
angle.
Yes. Even in painting, right?
Even
in sketching, you have to do with all of these things. As a matter of fact, if you meet these guys that draw, they start with the rule of third first. They use the rule of third first. You understand? He draws. You understand? They use the rule of third first to sketch out, map out this thing. Dot A, his eyes. Dot C, dot B. Do you understand? From there now, drag this one, drag this one. Before you know, you arrive at a very positive result. That is how the whole thing is. That's how the whole thing is.
So do you guys understand now?
So I understand very well.
So if you have any question now, you are free to ask your question.
But what they do? My favorite part is
Yes.
perspective angles. I've never really brought that to heart. Any kind of
Yes,
art,
yes.
honestly.
Yes, because this is where you're going to do something unusual,
Creative. unique.
something crazy, yeah, something unique, something that you've not seen before. You understand what I'm saying now? So that is it. So I think we'll just go out now, right? And I'll just show you guys one or two things. Maybe probably, especially under this, because I think if you look at this now, we've been able to use the insight to explain virtually all of this, right? But under this perspective, so we can just go out now and I'll just show you one or two things from the perspective, and that will be all for today. You understand? So carry your camera then. We'll also go with